All right, today I want to start something different. I want to start like a trade breakdown series or a large playlist where I do 5 minute trade breakdowns or less. So for the first one, this is going to be for a trade I took on US30. Now, if you follow me on Instagram, I literally called this move out and posted it on my stories, and I'll show you right here. All right, so now I'm gonna go over the trade breakdown in 5 minutes or less. Let's get to it. All right, so first things first, we start off on the weekly, as always. All right, we go from the most recent pivot, which is way down here. All right, so I'm only looking for longs until something changes. All right, so now we go to the daily structure. We're just gonna knock out obvious structure until we get to current price. All right, so this is our most recent pivot on the daily before we get to current price. So if you do structure on the daily, you execute on the 1 hour. So now we go to the 1 hour. Same thing, we're gonna knock out obvious structure until we get to current price. That right there is not a pullback, but this is. And now we're at current price. Perfect. And we have our valid pullback here, first pullback. And now that's why I pulled the fib tool for US30. All right, so now I'm looking at three confluences. We got a mitigation of a support and resistance level. We got a valid pullback. We have a bounce from the one of the moving averages. And now we're gonna stay on the same time period because price has touched our range tolerance. Literally immediately as soon as we got our valid pullback. So now I'm getting ready to execute. So we changed the Fibonacci candles to regular candles. And literally when I got home, I saw this candle and put a limit order. So this is when I'm looking to get active in the market as soon as price passes this level. So that'll be our entry. And believe it or not, I think the trade executed around like 1 o'clock when I was asleep, but this was done at 6 when I was doing a analysis. So see what happens. Yeah, 1 or 2 o'clock. So let's go ahead and put a long here. The low was the low of that, and I believe, if I'm not mistaken, the max risk to reward from a trailing stop was 3.5 R. I think. Yep. All right, and literally, I put a trailing stop. Once price got to this green line right here, I put a trailing stop on, and literally, when I woke up, I was deep in the profits, and that's when I got stopped out because price. Let me move this out the way. So price literally, when New York opened on the 16th, price shot up and then retraced. But when I got my trailing stop, I literally choked price all the way until it got up here and it came back against me and took me out roughly around 3.5. But that is the first one for US30. It's the same thing over and over again. I'm telling you, over and over again. It's 3 simple principles you just got to remember in the back of your head: structure, anatomy, execution. All right, I'll see you on the next breakdown. I'm out.